Hey everyone, I know I haven't made a file for a couple of days, but I've actually been unusually busy. I went to my father's place last night. Anyway, there are a couple of different websites that I wanted to talk about this time around. Just give you some links to some really awesome stuff, that I've been coming across recently. The first one is www.bblc.tv, which stands for the Broadband Learning Centre. And of course, I'll be writing all of these down in a bulletin accompanying the file, so yeah, I mean, they'll all be there as well if it isn't immediately clear. Another one that I really wanted to talk about was www.mayanmagics.com. And that's got a weird spelling, a bit of a weird spelling as well, as you can see. But both of these sites deal with information primarily about sort of some types of futuristic, I guess you could say, technological developments, but also, I guess, a little bit of, I don't know whether you'd call it New Ageism, I'd probably just call it more eclectic sort of spirituality more than anything else. That one site, the Broadband Learning Centre, has got some information from a guy, John Major Jenkins, who's been studying the Mayan long count calendar and talking about the end point of that calendar, which of course is going to be coming up in a few years, so that was interesting. I also what else? I also found this site on on actually making money from weblogs, which I think was called sixfigureblogging.com. Let me just check that. Yep, that was right, sixfigureblogging.com. So I'd forgotten actually how cool it is, that I can just start and stop this, and I mean, 3 or 4 days might have gone past for me, but of course it seems like sort of less than a second for you, so that is pretty cool. But yeah, so that's those sites, and that'll probably give you a heap of different stuff to sort of claw through and look at. There's also another site called www.jlnlabs.com, and that site talks about a guy from France called Jean-Louis Norden, and what he's been doing is researching different forms of alternative energy generation and sort of anti-gravity propulsion and all sorts of other interesting things. He's also actually got some video footage of the verifications, the number of these different forms of alternative energy that he's been working on as well, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, one other thing that I actually did yesterday was I actually got a MySpace account because I was watching Bowie Chick's videos on here in particular, and she was talking about MySpace, and I'd also heard about it from a couple of other places, and it seemed to actually be pretty popular with some people on YouTube, so I went and had a look. I couldn't believe it when I saw that there were 65 million people apparently who are members of it. It's really caught on. I mean, it was amazing. There's a lot of, a huge amount of promotion going on there for independent film as well in particular, so it looks really good from that point of view. Another really good thing that I've been able to finally do is reinstall 3D Studio Max, and that is really good because that'll mean that I can start working on sort of various 3D bits and pieces again, and I'll probably be putting them up here in order to show them off as well. I want to get back into box modelling a little bit. I want to learn possibly how to use particle effects to a degree, so that could be really, really good as well. Anyway, I can't really think of too much more to say at the moment. I don't know why, but for some reason it just doesn't come as easily sometimes as it does at others. So I'm going to get off here, and I will talk to you soon. I mean, as I said though, the links that I've put in here you'll probably get lost, you'll open up some of those and you'll just think, my God, where am I going to find time to look at all this stuff? I mean, that's how I feel. I think that's the other reason why I'm finding it difficult to sort of coherently think about what to talk about at the moment. I'm actually really overwhelmed. Sometimes I get like this, I actually went from a dial-up connection sort of straight up to 1.5 megabit, which as far as I know is the fastest that I can actually get in Australia at the moment. So although they're going to be bringing in ADSL2 fairly soon from what I hear, but yeah, it does get sort of somewhat overwhelming at times, you just get bombarded. Anyway, I'll talk to everyone later.